So github.com is the URL you need to navigate to. Okay. So now here you have an options, right? So you have an option to sign in. If you have already signed in, you have an account in GitHub. It will ask you to click on sign in. If you don't have an account already in the GitHub, right? So you can input your email. Sign up for GitHub. Okay.
Sorry to interrupt you, sir. Geeta, can you respond to my message, please?
Who is you're asking whom? Hello?
Yes, sir, Madhu. Madhu here.
Madhu. She's my cousin.
Okay, sir.
Yeah. Okay. So how many team members? Just me, 2 to 5. As a student, as a teacher. I will put 2 to 5 teachers. What specific features are you interested in using? Collaborative coding, security, team administration, community. Oh. Hope you are able to see my screen. Forget to ask it. Hello?
Yes.
Yes, we.
So now I have a GitHub repository. I have created an account in GitHub repository. Now I can start. What are the things that we have done using command line interface, right? So from yesterday onwards, we have been practicing like git, init, git, add, git, commit, git status, git log, git show, whatnot, right? All the commands that we were doing through command line interface. So most of the things that we can also do using this UI, right? So underline this user interface, we call it as a user interface, right? This user interface in the background will also use the same thing, the git client. Okay, so here what are the things that I have done right yesterday? Git init, right? So same thing how I can do it by just clicking it, create a new repository. Okay, this is my demo report, right? So now can I make it public or private is your choice, right? Okay, I want this to be public because we'll practice. Right. Then I just wanted to start with a readme file. Okay. Then I don't have a license. It's not a commercial version, just for a practice purpose. Okay. So this is my demo repository, and this is the content. And if I want, I can edit this file. Okay. Repository date is 14th September 2022. Okay. So now I wanted to see preview also, right? Here, just like how I see in the staging area in git diff using, I can see the preview. So this is the content that it's going to add, right? And if I wanted to give any comment, right? How I used to give in git commit, I can give. So this is my initial check-in. Okay. Add an extra. I mean, if you wanted to give an additional description, that's okay. And commit into which branch? Directly into the main branch. So far, we haven't touched branching strategy or branching concepts. Still, we are on the main branch. The main branch is the branch which is created by default when you create any repository. Okay. And again, you wanted to create a new branch. You can create new branches from main branch. And as and when your line of working is completed, you can merge those branches back into the main branch. So we haven't reached there yet. So still, whatever we are doing, we are directly committing into the master branch or main branch. Okay. Now this file is committed. Okay. So now in this repository, similarly how we have. So I have one more one file. Maybe I can add one more file. So this is how I can create new file. Okay. Hello. Right. Same. Place. Class. Hello. Again, you can comment this file, right? So now I have two files, right? So this.
So you have two files in one
in
repo or
my
two
demo,
repos?
yeah, in my demo repo, you can see there are two files. Okay.
Okay.
If you wanted to see the history, right? So maybe this file, and you wanted to see the history. There is only one commit, right? So this is the history. Similarly, this is the history of the Git. Okay, this is the initial file committed, and this is the initial. I mean, you can see the uh, commit details here. Okay,
Mhm.
these are, when initially the file is created, it created with only my demo repo, but after that one I have added these three lines, right? So now you can have two commits on this specific file. Okay. This is another commit, and everything I can view whatever I have seen in, yesterday using the command line, I can see in the UI. This is for readme file. Again, if you wanted to see for hello world, right? Hello world. Yeah, this is my hello world file. This is the history or the changes that I have made for this hello world. Okay, enough, right? We have a repository, have two files. If I wanted to contribute to this project, okay, so then how I can contribute? So I need to clone this project into my local repository. Okay, not only me, and every one of you can clone this project. So how do you clone this project? You click on this thing, copy it. So I am putting this in the chart window. Okay, every one of you can copy this URL, right? Now, I hope you have your Git repository configured yesterday, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So last connection to my Linux machine. So now I have this machine back to this computer. So Git is my conversion. Yeah. So now in this machine, I wanted to clone that repository. So I told you there are two ways to create a repository. One is the one which we have created yesterday on the command line. Okay. So git init make the current directory to the Git repository, right? If you give like this. But now what we are doing, we are not creating the Git repository from scratch. So we are creating a repository or cloning a remote repository into our local repository. Then whatever the changes we made, maybe again at some point of time we can push our changes back to the repository from which we have cloned it. Okay. So what I have to put here, git clone, then the URL that I have copied just now. Okay. So this URL I need to give it here. Git clone the URL, right? So if you click on enter, yeah, now you could see. So cd, right, demo repo, and git status and ls, right? You could see all those two files, hello world.java and readme.md is cloned into my local repository. And if you wanted to see the content also, what was there in that one, yeah, these are the lines, right, that I have written. Okay. And similarly, readme.md, these are the lines that were present. Okay. And if you wanted to see that history here also, you can see, yeah, these are the 3 commits. And it show, if you give a specific commit ID, maybe I'll take this commit ID. Now you can see this, these are the 3 lines that I have added to the readme.md after it is initially created. Okay. Not only those files, its history is also being copied, right? The entire mirror of the project is being cloned into my computer. Okay. Now how can I contribute? Okay. So I can make some more changes here and push those changes back to the GitHub repository so that those changes should be visible there. Or if I do any changes there, if I pull, again, those changes should be visible here, right? Pull and push operations, we will see. Okay. So as part of this thing, right, I'll exercise, I can create one more file. File 1 I'll create. Okay. File 1 txt. Just to differentiate, this change is made from my local repo. Okay. One, maybe I can say 3. So similarly, every one of you, if you have cloned, maybe you can create a file named with your name. Okay. Maybe I'll just for simplicity, what I can do, instead of file 1, I can create okay. The change is okay. What I have to do, the similar routine process, git, this file is not yet present, and what I can do, git add, and again if you see the status, we have new file ali.txt. What I can do, git commit from my local repo. Okay. Right? Yeah. Git status, and you are on branch main. Your branch is ahead of origin by main by 1 commit. Okay. So I've done some changes here. So can I see those changes in my original repo here? Still I see only 2 files here. Why? Because I haven't pushed these changes back to the original repository. But can I see the history, whether it is recorded? Yeah, history is recorded. You have 4 check-ins here, 4 commits here, but there you have only 3 commits. Okay. So with which user? With Ubuntu IP, and this is the date, and this is the commit message. And this commit is not yet pushed into the original repository. So in order for these changes to appear in the original repository, what I have to do, git push origin master. Okay, so this will make my changes push to original Git repository.
Zero.
One quick question. In the VI editor, how do you save and exit?
You first of all, in order to enter anything, right, you need to switch to insert mode. So by pressing a key I, okay, so then you can do whatever changes you wanted to do. Then after that, when your changes are done, you need to press escape key, and after that, okay, colon WQ, or simply capital ZZ, capital ZZ will save and exit, okay, or colon WQ, enter, will save and exit.
Okay, thank you.
Do we have do we have like, will you share like notes where we have all these commands?
Yeah, so there is a Linux cheat sheet will be there. Maybe you need to
Okay.
that VI editor first. Okay, in order, if you wanted to do any changes with the help of VI editor, you need to practice that command. Okay.
Yeah. Support I think
application was
okay.
written on August 13, 2021. Okay, so there is a problem with GitHub. I cannot push the changes to the GitHub using the password. Instead, I need to generate an SSH key, and I need to copy that SSH key into the GitHub repository. Okay, let me do that one first. Okay. Steve, RSA, so remember
What are we doing?
Ari, I think you are talking on mute in case if you are.
I'm
No,
sorry.
I'm asking what they're
I'm
trying to.
sorry. I was thinking that I was okay. You should have told me. Let's keep on talking. Keep on talking. Okay. Now, so what I've done? So I've done. I've modified the same file, right? So, but people are working from two different computers or two different. You can still think GitHub as a separate computer. Okay. So GitHub is one computer, and the computer from which I am working is another computer. So the same file, right? hello-world.java is there, and the hello-world.java is there here as well. When I'm trying to pull that changes from GitHub to my local computer, so the same file, you could see a conflict. So here this file contains only 5 lines, but whereas this file contains 6 lines. It is asking me, so you wanted to merge those changes. Yes, I mentioned yes. So because of that one, those changes are pulled, and now you can see the same, the file is, the changes are reflected here as well. Okay. Now you could see this line from GitHub is reflected on my local computer as well. Okay. So similar way, if you push also, what are the changes you make, right? So I have 3 files, right? This file will also go there, but I have some problem with the authentication. I think GitHub has changed some policy. It will allow you to pull the changes, but it is not allowing you to push the changes back to the GitHub. But in your organization, right, it will definitely allow this operation will work. You need to just git push origin from which branch you have pull the changes, or from to which branch you wanted to commit your changes. That branch name you need to mention. Git push origin is master in the main branch. In that case, it can push your changes back to the main branch. You give username and password, and I'll figure out what happened to this GitHub. Why? Because it is a free account. That's why is it not allowing?
Yeah, I think it's in the setting. You have to remove access. I know.
What is that? Sister, maybe.
Yes, I'm trying to figure out because I saw something. I think you have to go and remove an access to the settings.
Or at least you are able to clone the repository, whatever I have given.
Yeah, it's okay.
Yeah, cloning, if cloning works, that's good, right? So maybe you can create your own account, because I have a username and password for my account.
Yeah.
That's why you are unable to push the changes. But yeah, once you create your own account in GitHub, and you can practice from there. Okay, don't worry.
Okay.
Yeah, so I'll stop here. So the next meeting, there is another session. It is going to be there.